Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2. It's a great day to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's jump right in. You know, Kenny Pickett, he's absolutely obsessed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He can never leave the Pittsburgh Steelers names out of his mouth, whether he's referencing Coach Tomlin, Art Rooney, the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, always trying to make it seem like Pittsburgh and Coach Tomlin, Art Rooney were the reason why he failed in Pittsburgh. You know, the same guy that didn't want to be a Pittsburgh Steeler anymore because Coach Tomlin told him, we're bringing in competition, Kenny, and you're going to have to fight for your job. And what did Kenny Pickett do? He whined and he cried and he wanted to be traded because he said he was lied to. See, that's not the Pittsburgh Steeler way. We want grit. We want toughness. We want a guy that wants to earn it. And when Kenny Pickett was told he would have to fight for his job, he wanted to be traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now let that sink in. He wanted to be traded to the Philadelphia Eagles of all places. Do you really think he was ever going to beat out Jalen Hurts for the job? No. He was just content being a backup for the rest of his life on the Eagles, getting those nice big checks, not having to deal with any type of pressure whatsoever. Remember last year during the Super Bowl, after Jalen Hurts won the Philadelphia Eagles a Super Bowl, and Jalen Hurts waved him in to take a knee, and Kenny was all mad in his feelings and bent out of shape, like, oh, you started the game, you should finish it. I shouldn't have to kneel the ball down. I cannot stand Kenny Pickett's attitude. I am so glad he's not a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let me tell you something. I know somebody very, very, very close to him. I'm not going to mention any names. Kenny Pickett, when he was drafted by the Steelers in his inner circle, they would just want to call him and talk to him, see how the season's going. He wouldn't pick up the phone because he thought everybody was trying to get tickets from him, and he thought everybody wanted something from him. This is Kenny Pickett in a nutshell. And you know what else I was told by this reliable source who has no reason to lie, who used to wear the Pickett jersey everywhere he went? He told me point blank, the entire Pittsburgh Steelers defense could not stand Kenny Pickett. And you know why that is? Because he's soft. You know how many games Kenny Pickett has missed in his career because of bone bruises? Let that sink in. Not a fracture, not a sprain, not a break, not a concussion, a bruise. Fragile Kenny Pickett. He's fragile mentally, physically, spiritually. I am so glad he's not a Pittsburgh Steeler anymore. Let's see what Kenny Pickett, the Soy Boy, the softest man to ever play in the NFL, had to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers and Coach Tomlin, Art Rooney, and Omar Khan. He's an absolute joke, Kenny Pickett.
I'm extremely grateful for my time in Philly. I think I just, was showing how it's supposed to be done, really, from the top down. So when you get a chance to see what it's supposed to look like and how it should look on a day-to-day basis, not just on Sundays, I think it'll pay dividends for me in the future. Kenny, I'm extremely grateful for my time.
From the top down, how it's supposed to look. Is he referencing Art Rooney? The classiest man in all of the NFL? That Art Rooney? Is he referencing Coach Tomlin, who all the players love? You know what's amazing, Kenny? All the players seem to love Coach Tomlin. All of them. You're the only one that had a problem because you had to compete for your job. Because it wasn't going to be handed to you, Kenny. It wasn't just going to be given to you. This is going to sound totally stupid and ignorant on my part. As soon as I saw that he had to wear gloves to throw the football, I'm like, this is never going to work out. The cold weather in Pittsburgh, I just had this weird feeling when I seen him with the gloves. Never mind, I thought he was the softest man alive, even at Pitt. But when I seen the glove thing, I was like, not good. It's not going to work out. And it didn't. And just think, the Philadelphia Eagles were so enamored with this Kenny Pickett that after 1 year, they said, goodbye, Kenny. We don't need your services anymore. Why is that? Did you see when he got on the field for the Eagles? Absolutely atrocious. He has the nerve and the gall and the balls to say negative things about the greatest organization in football, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then he tries to end it from the top down. You don't think that's a shot at Art Rooney? You don't think that's a shot at Coach? I could see if he's mad at Coach Tomlin. I get it. But all Coach Tomlin asked you to do, Kenny, was compete for your job. The Pittsburgh Steelers absolutely did the right thing by letting Kenny Pickett go. His attitude sucks. I cannot stand his attitude. And then, of course, Terry Bradshaw coming to the rescue of Kenny Pickett today. There's this big debate going on why your number hasn't been retired. And when you say things like this probably just adds more fuel to the fire. Let's jump in and see what Terry Bradshaw had to say. So, of course, the dog, I don't even know why I'm reading it from them. Of course, they would agree with Terry Bradshaw's take because they're just as anti Steeler as it gets. Terry Bradshaw had a brutally honest take about Browns quarterback Kenny Pickett and his 2 seasons with the Steelers. They throw a kid in there for 2 years, and you've got an offense that doesn't fit and doesn't work. And they can't run because their offensive line's not even good enough for a run blocking team. Now they're saying Kenny Pickett is a failure. He wasn't a failure. The Steelers were a failure. The Hall of Fame Steelers quarterback seems adamant that Pickett's poor performance in Pittsburgh was firmly the team's fault. Pickett never threw more than 7 touchdowns in either of his 2 seasons as the starter. His current 17-game average is 2,700 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions for his career. It's just unbelievable. Kenny Pickett's numbers for the amount of football that he played was high school football numbers. And here's the thing. When you're a first-round draft pick, did Dan Marino go to a team that had a phenomenal offensive line? Did he have phenomenal receivers? Did he have a phenomenal running game? No, he elevated the team. Troy Aikman, I remember clear as day watching Troy Aikman his rookie year playing against the Eagles with Reggie White, Seth Joyner, Jerome Brown, and Troy Aikman absolutely got destroyed every single play. And you know what he did? He got up, he got up, he got up, he finished the game. They were like 1-15 his first year. The next year they were 8-8. Then they were 10-6. And then they won the Super Bowl. Kenny Pickett doesn't have that grit or talent. The Pittsburgh Steelers absolutely did the right thing by getting rid of him. Terry Bradshaw is he is 1,000% wrong about this situation. If you take a quarterback in the first round of the NFL draft, he should elevate the entire team. And if you don't have a great offensive line, you should put him in the shotgun, give him a little bit of time, and he should make the throws. But you know what Kenny Pickett did? Anytime he got touched, he came out of the game. When C.J. Stroud got drafted to the Houston Texans were absolutely atrocious. He has no team. What happens? C.J. Stroud is an elite quarterback. He goes down there. He makes the entire team better. He makes them playoff bound every single year, regardless of how bad the team is. He puts the team on his back. Kenny Pickett's not that guy. The Pittsburgh Steelers absolutely made the right decision and said, you know what? He's not cut out to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. He doesn't have the mentality. He doesn't have the grit. He doesn't have the heart. It's time to say goodbye. And they absolutely did the right thing by letting him go. And Kenny Pickett, he's constantly taking shots at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey, Kenny, your career hasn't worked out with the Eagles. It's not going to work out with the Browns. And let me guess, it's going to be all those organizations' fault instead of your lack of talent, lack of leadership, and lack of toughness. Thank God you're not a Pittsburgh Steeler anymore. Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2.